forbidden knowledge.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another round of Anunnaki history. Last time we made an episode with Anunnaki history. It was about anti-gravity, it was about human being taught by the Anunnaki species about anti-gravity and how to handle it and operate with it. Today it's another topic and I have Billy Carson with me again. Billy, will you tell us the topic and what we're going to talk about today?
Today we're going to talk about the famous Anunnaki handbags. What are the Anunnaki that are depicted all over the world? These statuettes, carvings, and etched into stone, we see these Anunnaki beings holding these bags. And it's been a big mystery. Like, what are these bags? Nobody's ever really come forward and really discussed what these bags are. So we want to talk about hypothetically what we think they might be today.
I have noticed, yes, that's exactly what I've noticed. All these depictions of Anunnaki species, guards, so to speak, and they are all wearing this handbag. I've been wondering what is it, and what have you come forward till now with this?
Well, I'll tell you, I had a real epiphany because I went to go see the movie Hidden Figures. And Hidden Figures is a true story about African Americans that worked at NASA long before computers even existed. They call human beings computers. Computers didn't exist. Computers got the name computer after human beings. So they had computers there, and these people were computers, human computers that would calculate trajectories, launching, the different types of weight, what kind of metals to use, what would happen if it had this type of wind and that, this type of atmosphere thickness and so forth and so on, these angles coming back in and splashdown points. So during the movie, you see the astronaut walking to the capsule, and he's walking with the bag. He's got the life support bag, and every astronaut that came out had the life support bag. So I started putting two and two together. I said, oh my God, I think that these Anunnaki that we see depicted globally are potentially holding their life support system bag, or some type of a bag that allows them to adjust to the atmosphere that we have here, the different types of gases, nitrogen, oxygen, carbon monoxide. Because when you read the NASA, and I'll read a little bit of what NASA says their bags are being used for, you can see how if you're an entity or a being coming to this planet for the first time, you haven't acclimated yourself to it yet, you might need a life support system, and this seems to be what they're holding on to.
I was just about to ask you, but you already answered. Why would they need a life support system? That's of course because they are coming from out of this world, from another planet with another level of oxygen and so on, and going to a planet like planet Earth without being used to it or have a body that is adapted to our climate down here would be almost pure suicide. So the idea of a life support handbag, I really like it. I really like it. What else do you have about the subject?
Yeah, it's really interesting because this handbag thing, and you'll have pictures that you'll be posting in this video for the viewers. These bags are on depictions of the Anunnaki beings in Afghanistan. They've been discovered, Crete, Samaria, Sweden, Turkey, Egypt, Mexico, the ancient Celt, Peru, Bolivia, South America, Navajo. The ancient Navajo Indians had depictions of the Anunnaki holding these bags. The ancient Italians, 400 BCE. I mean, I can keep going on and on and on. Syria, I can just keep going. And basically what this is telling you is that this culture was a global culture, number one, okay? A lot of the time they're depicted with these eagle helmets on. And when you read the Sumerian tablets, there's this one account where Enki tells his son to put on his eagle's mask because they're going to the moon. And so they're going to go to the moon to check it out. And obviously there's less oxygen on the moon than on Earth. The moon, contrary to popular belief, people, the moon actually does have an atmosphere. All bodies in space have atmospheres. It just has a very, very thin atmosphere. So they needed their eagle's masks. So that was their actual helmet. So the ancient people depicted them as eagle's masks because maybe they looked or shaped, or maybe they had eagles painted on the side but they were actually their spacesuit helmets. That's what these were. So when you see an Anunnaki being with the bird's head in the wings, that doesn't mean that they look like birds, because they clearly look like people, because you see them also depicted as human faces with big beards. This was the helmet they would actually put on to go into space and walk on other planets that had different types of atmospheres. Matter of fact, go ahead.
That suddenly gives meaning when you heard the astronaut said, or Houston saying, the eagle has landed.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that's where they get, NASA uses everything from all the ancient texts, mostly from Sumeria and ancient Iraq. So even when Alalu, who first came here, splashed down, he had on his eagle's mask, because it says that before he stepped out of his ship, he took the mask off to take, the detectors were detecting that they had enough oxygen and enough whatever carbon or nitrogen gas for him to take a breath. So he wanted to see if he could smell the air. So he smelled the air for a little while without the mask on. But it was so blinding, he had to go put the goggles back on and everything else. And again, this is what I was talking about before. You see them with these big eyes, but I think they're goggles. And of course, the eagle's head is the actual spacesuit top, the helmet. But now we have the evidence, I think, from modern times, or what we consider our modern times, of what the bag is possibly. Because when you look at some of the depictions of the Anunnaki in Teotihuacan, Mexico, in the Yucatan Peninsula, in Chichen Itza, in Peru, they have depictions of the Anunnaki being inside of a craft, not just walking like a lot of them, but some of them are actually already in the ship, the little spaceship, and they're holding on to the bag inside the ship. The same exact thing that the astronauts, which you'll show a very short video clip of in this video here, of astronauts walking from the command center to go to the actual capsule, and they get in the capsule with their life support bags, just like the ancients did. It's amazing. It's an amazing correlation.
Truly, it truly is. It's what can I say? Ancient history is really a fascinating topic. When did you start studying Anunnaki history? Was it something you did already from childhood, or was it first here lately you started going into these subjects?
Well, first I was investigating UFOs and aliens, mostly gray aliens. I wasn't really aware of the Anunnaki type beings that we look like until probably around 2009 is when I discovered information about the Anunnaki, that we look like them, that they genetically modified the existing hominid on this planet. And that's when I really became enthralled with the whole concept of the Anunnaki. And then I started really heavily researching a lot of books that I had already read and researched, but wasn't correlating them to actual human type or humanoid type beings. So then I was able to go back and books like the Mahabharata, the Bhagavad Gita, the Bible, which is really just a more newer version of a lot of the Sumerian tales, from the Epic of Gilgamesh, the Arthur-Aces epic, the Enuma Elish. So I've been studying and really enthralled in all these topics for many, many years. And now, as I got deeper and deeper into it, I began to put all the pieces together. So just like they always tell you, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And that's basically what happened to me. So all the years of culminated research have brought me to this point where I'm considered now virtually almost an expert. I don't know everything, but I know quite a bit on the topic.
I know, and here comes the salesman in me, wakey, that you are going to speak at the 6th Annual Mars Conference in Mobile in Alabama, and you're going to speak about the Emerald Tablet, the connection between Mars, Anunnaki, and Egypt. Is that true? Absolutely.
Yeah. Everybody's got to go to marsmoonspace.com, register right now to go to the 6th Annual Mars Conference in Mobile, Alabama, in the United States. You come hang out with me, hang out with Thomas, and a few other of the greatest speakers, I think, in the United States on these topics, and really learn a lot of information about anomalies on planets within our solar system, and how they link to ancient history. So please check it out.
Yeah, we have Andrew D. Basiago coming and speaking. We have Sasha Alex-Lassin, Janet Kira-Lassin. We have Louis Michael Reinhardt. We have William Whitecrow. We have a guy called Billy Carson, if you have ever heard of him. We have another person that I'm really looking forward to meet in person, that I have done a lot of interviews with so far, and that is the former NASA whistleblower Kent Johnston. He's gonna come and talk about the connection between Mars and Moon. And we have two other good friends of mine that actually are working together with Kent Johnston right here, right now, before he's going to India to the Mars conference there. And that is, oh, I can almost breathe. And that is Brad Collins-Shepard and Karen Christine Patrick, and they're gonna speak there also, and I am gonna speak there too, talking about Curiosity Rover images, and I am looking so much forward to it. So go in on marsmoonspace.com, get your ticket. You get 25% discount in January and February if you buy it now, so you get a 2-day ticket for $75. Go in there and check out what you can do and what you can get, and you can meet us and talk to us. And on Monday, the Monday after the conference, we have a little hangout with all the speakers and the VIP guests, so you can also check out how you can become a VIP guest and spend the day together with us if that's what you want to do. So go to marsmoonspace.com and check out the link. That was just a little commercial, and now back to Billy Carson.
Well, I think this is a real short video. I think that we just wanted to cover the information about the bags and what we think they may be. Obviously, we're not 100% for sure, but we like to make correlations. And I'll provide you with some images for this video. You can show the correlation between the ancient Vimana and the modern space shuttle, how they look very, very similar. So, I think it's just important as we get little bits of information, we bring it to the people as quick as possible so they can get a chance to put their pieces of their puzzle together and start to paint a bigger picture for everybody all around.
Yes. Billy Carson, thank you for taking your time today again.
Thank you.
And for all of you out there, until we see you again, take care. Bye.
Forbidden knowledge.